Hey guys, welcome back to Heart on My Sleeve VSG. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Amanda. Today we're going to be talking about what I eat in a day at 10 months post-op. So kind of everything I put into my body in a day. So if that's something that interests you, then keep on watching. So I like to start my videos always with stats because that's the part I love the most. So on July 4th, 2018, so this year, I had a vertical sleeve gastrectomy in Tijuana, Mexico through a lighter me with Dr. Ortiz. That's kind of lengthy. But yeah, so about 10 weeks ago I had a VSG surgery. And yeah, so my highest recorded weight, and I'm pretty sure it was my highest weight, was 394.8. I started like a variation of the pre-op diet in March of 2018, and by the beginning of June I was down 45 pounds, and then I did a month of, no, I was down about 40 pounds, yeah. So then I did a month of pre-op diet, which brought me to 331, so that was about 63 pounds down. And as of today, at 10 weeks out post-op, I am 292.3. So that puts me down 102.5 pounds, which I am so ecstatic. Like, it's ridiculous. My first goal for myself was to be 350 by surgery, which I made. And then I didn't really have timelines as far as like my overall goal. I have like a long-term goal, which is 165 pounds by like January 1st of 2020. So that's still like a year and some away. Yeah, other than that, I didn't really have timeline goals, major ones. My next goal after surgery was to be under 300 pounds because I hadn't been under 300 pounds in like 8 years. So I got under 300 pounds, and that was just amazing to me. I was ecstatic. I thought I would cry when I weighed myself, and I didn't really, but the next day I was having a shower and just started thinking about it and like bawled in the shower, which is probably a common occurrence. So after that, getting under 300 pounds, my next goal was to be 100 pounds down, which I hit last week. So yeah, I guess we'll get into the video of what I eat in a day. So what I'm eating has kind of changed. Well, not really changed. I'm still eating mostly all the same macros. So if you don't know what macros are, that's protein, fat, carbs. Those are the ones I count. So I guess sugar. So I watch those, and those are pretty much the same. And I'm kind of figuring out what I need in a day based on the guidelines and based on my own body. So it's kind of changed in the last couple of weeks because over the summer I was off. I'm a teacher. So I was kind of eating at weird times of day, and like it wasn't super scheduled. Like it was, I scheduled what I was going to eat, but I didn't eat it at certain times in the day. I just kind of fit it in when I could. So now with working, a lot has changed. And I've seen a lot of people record these videos at work and throughout the day, which is just not, it's not possible for me since I'm a teacher and I'm constantly in my room. And when I'm not in my room, I'm in the staff room eating, and there's no way I'm recording in there. So I just have a bunch of the stuff that I eat. A lot of it is empty because, let's be honest, I go through stuff not super fast, but fast enough. And I need to go shopping. So I'm going to show you a lot of the empty stuff, but you'll kind of get what I mean. So I'm usually up in the morning around 6:30. I don't eat right away. I find my stomach gets kind of, it's like I'm kind of groggy, so I don't like to eat right away. So I usually start with water. And so I guess my water intake, this isn't full, but this is the water bottle I use, and it's, sorry, I don't know how much it is. 25 ounces or 750 milliliters. And if I'm honest, I don't drink nearly enough water. My goal is to get 3 of these in a day, and if I get 2, I'm lucky. And I know a lot of people say, like, I don't go to bed until my water's in. That's awesome. Like, I wish I could do that. If I go to the gym, I definitely do drink more. Honestly, if I drink 1 a day at school, I'm doing good because it's so crazy, and like I have to remind myself to drink, and I'm not often thirsty, like physically thirsty. So it's kind of a goal for me to start. I feel like that's like a personal goal that I need to start working towards it's been a goal for a while, but it's a struggle, girl, let me tell you. So anyways, I try. My goal is to drink 3. I often drink 2 or 1.5. So I don't even know the calculations of that. I'm not going to try. I guess I should tell you kind of what my goals are for the day before I get into the food. As far as protein goes, protein is the one I focus on most. And if I'm not working out, I try and do at least 85 to 90 grams of protein. If I'm working out, I will try and go over 100, like 100 to 110. Because if I'm not, I won't lose as much, and I won't also feel good. Like I'll feel kind of weak. So yeah, so if I'm not working out, it's about 85 to 90 grams of protein. If I am working out, it's like 100 to 110. My fat, I don't watch as strictly. It's usually between 30 and 50. Yeah, my sugar I try and keep under 20. And that's kind of on a day when I've let myself eat more sugar. Usually it's under 10. And carbs I try and keep around 20 to 25. I do eat some things with small amounts of carbs, but I try and definitely limit them for sure. So in the morning I start with the water, and then at work, either on my way to work or right when I get to work, I always start out my day with the protein bar. And these are my favorite. I'm like addicted to them. Not only are they really great in protein and low in everything else, they're delicious. Like seriously, they're so good. Yeah, these are the Quest cookies and cream. And so protein, there is 21, which is really good for a protein bar. There's 20 carbs, but 13 fibers. So, and 2 grams of erythritol. So there's really only, let me do the math, 5 grams of carbs. So that's not bad at all for a protein bar. There's 9 grams of fat and 1 gram of sugar. So these are great. I will show you a few of the other things that I've tried, which I found were pretty good and not too bad. These were like a last-ditch effort when I just really needed protein bars and all the stores were closed. So these are Atkins, and I actually think I got these on sale. Yeah, they were like $4 a box, so like 5 protein bars for $4 is crazy good. So anyways, these are the Atkins peanut fudge granola, and these are actually really, really good. They're really tasty. So they have 16 grams, so not as good as the Quest for sure. Then there is 8 grams of carbs, 11 grams of fat, and 210 calories. I guess I didn't say the Quest have 210 calories as well. So they're not super great, but in a pinch, they're pretty good. They're not horrible. I've also tried these. These are super cheap, also at Walmart. I'm not gonna lie, they are very sweet. Like tasting for me, they're a little bit too sweet for me, and usually I have to eat half and then like wait an hour, half an hour to an hour to eat the other half. But they are 20 grams of protein, which is pretty good. Let's see, 14, 3 grams of carbs, which is really good. 190 calories, 5 grams of fat. So these are like actually a really good choice. They're just definitely not as good tasting as the other two. So yeah, so I eat that for breakfast. And then at school, when my students are eating their snack, I try and get in my snack. So I buy a lot of these. It's not it doesn't have any information on it. But I will link it. I believe there's 7 grams of protein and 4 or 5 grams of fat. These are just like they're not the fancy cheese. They're like I forget what they're called, but it's like string cheese, right? But I've looked at the fancier ones, like the cheese sticks, and they're way more fat than they are protein. And yeah, they taste a little better, but I like these. They're really good. And honestly, I eat them usually with these. I found these crackers, and they're gluten-free and pretty low in carbs for a cracker. And I don't eat the full serving. So for a full serving, there's 150 calories, 7 grams of fat, 15 grams of carbs, and 3 protein. So I eat half a serving, so 6 crackers. And so that's only, what did I say? 15, like 7.5 grams of carbs. And I don't eat these every day. Like I've had this box for like a month, and there's still tons in them. But they're so good. If you want something crunchy, and they taste like an everything bagel. They're everything, garlic, onion, poppy seed, loaded, yet light. they're so good. And they really have that really good crunch. So that would be like a typical snack for me. Sometimes I'll have also, if I just am craving something sweet, I'll have like a fruit cup or like mandarin oranges in a cup, but with the packed in water, so that it's like, I think there's like 3 grams of sugar in the whole thing, which is not bad at all. Yeah, so those are two of the things that I'll commonly have as a snack. But the cheese definitely is better because you're getting the protein in as well. Then yeah, so for lunch, I'm usually having a shake, which these are my favorite, and I know they're like everyone's favorite. I live in Canada, so the only ones that I found are the chocolate and vanilla, and I don't like the vanilla, so I always get the chocolate. I really want to try the cookies and cream, the caramel. I don't know, I have some friends in the States that I went for surgery with, so maybe I can bribe them into sending me some. So yeah, I usually do this for lunch, and for those of you that have never had Premier Protein, it is the best. There's 30 grams of protein, 2 carbs, 1 gram of sugar, 3 grams of fat, and 160 calories. Like, you can't beat this. It's awesome, and it tastes so good. And sometimes I'll put it in a coffee. I'll go to Starbucks and get an iced coffee, and I'll just ask for like a grande cold brew in a venti cup, and so they leave room, and then I'll just pour this in. It is so good. If I drink it at home, I'll make a coffee like in my Tassimo, let it cool, or just put ice, and I'll put this, and sometimes I get crazy and put hazelnut, like Trani, the sugar-free syrup that they have at different coffee places. I'll put that in there. So good. Maybe I'll make a video on how I make that because it's so good. And then for supper, I have some kind of lean protein, usually chicken. Like 99% of the time it's chicken. Either a chicken breast I've cooked myself, or I'll buy like a rotisserie chicken from the grocery store, or the pre-cooked chicken. The one grocery store I go to has like pulled chicken, and they come in little containers, and usually like it's like 150 grams or like 4 to 5 ounces, and I'll eat that throughout the evening. Like, I definitely can't eat it in one sitting, but I'll eat some, and then like I'll eat it slowly through the evening to get in a bunch of protein. Yeah, so that's basically my day, and then I might have something as a snack in the evening, depends. Sometimes I'll have another protein bar. If I'm going to the gym, I'll definitely have another protein bar. Yeah, and I balance it out. Sometimes I'll eat extra chicken, or I also really I found these turkey pepperoni bites, or even like the little pepperoni sticks. Jerky is also something that I eat a lot of, and I looked for a package. I couldn't find an empty package, but you just really got to watch the fat content and the salt in those, and some of them with the flavors have sugar, so I usually just get original or plain. What I've really been into lately is turkey jerky because it's almost 0 fat, and it's very tasty. Yeah, so I might munch on that throughout the day, just to get a little extra protein in. That's basically my day. I track everything in MyFitnessPal, and I've become very, very used to using it, and I like putting in my exercise as well, so it kind of helps me to remember, and it adjusts my protein intake also when you work out, so that they are telling you to eat more, which is a great reminder. So that's kind of my day in general. I also have a few like of my favorite snack things. So I kind of told you about the jerky and a few other things, but these are some of like my guilty pleasures. I kind of call them, but they're not really guilty because they're not horrible for you. This is, again, empty, but this is so hard to find for me for the longest time. It's Diet Snapple Iced Tea in lemon, and it is like so good. If you're wanting to have something that is good but is like okay for you to have, these are great. There's 10 calories in the whole bottle, 0.4 grams of protein, which is like bonus because it doesn't really matter for me. So you get like almost half a gram protein, yay. 0 carbs and sugar-free. So they're great. I don't drink them every day, but they're definitely a treat. And I've actually, because they were so hard to find, found like a knockoff or like a house brand version of them. So in Canada we have Safeway. I'm not sure if it's in the States, but yeah, so Safeway, and they're house brand is called Compliments, and this is just diet lemon iced tea, and it actually is better than the Snapple because there's 0 calories also. Everything's the same. Oh, it only has 0.1 grams of protein, but we'll let that slide. 0 calories, 0 fat, 0 sugar, 0 carbs. And they're really good. They do have a different flavor. The Snapple is definitely more natural tea flavored, but this is so good. And it's like way cheaper. So the last thing I'm going to show you for eating wise is like my favorite snack that I've come to love. So a friend of mine and his girlfriend are really strict into the keto diet, and they had some of these. So these are like my favorite snack. So they're empty, but they're kale chips, and these are the better than ultimate kale chips, better than cheddar. So the bag definitely isn't like come full, like it's usually like half full. But my favorite thing about these is that they're light, and if I want something to like really munch on, I don't feel guilty about eating the whole bag. And I can't eat the whole bag in one sitting, but like throughout a movie I probably could. At once I could eat like half a bag. Because they do bite down to almost nothing. But anyway, so for 1/4 of the bag, it's 60 calories, 3.5 grams of fat, 3 net carbs, and 2 grams of protein. So there is protein in there as well, which is great. Like, so if you're wanting to have a snack and you're feeling like it's really a snack and you shouldn't be eating it, that's good. You know what I mean? Like when it's so good that you feel guilty about it, to me that's a win. And when you actually don't really need to feel guilty. So if you eat the whole bag, that's 240 calories, which isn't that much at all. Like, I don't often eat this whole bag, like don't get me wrong. But they do have, at the movie theater I go to, a different brand, which is the brand that I originally ate. I don't even remember what it's called. Healthy Foods or Good Foods. It's a green bag anyways. They taste pretty much exactly the same, but they have a smaller bag at the theater, which I was so impressed with because I went there, couldn't have anything, bought a bottle of water, and I found them. I thought, that's awesome. I can actually have a snack. So, yeah, that's kind of what I eat in a day. I wish it was more exciting and you could actually see me eating them. But so if you have any questions at all, you're wondering if there's something that I've tried and you want my opinion, or like, I'm not saying I'm an expert. This is just what works for me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking through. And if you're interested in my other videos, you can check them out for sure on my channel. I have a video about why I chose VSG and why I chose to go to a Lighter Me in Mexico. And I also made a video that like literally probably got posted right before this video about my experience and how I felt, the pain, like the whole process of the VSG surgery. So check that out if you're interested, and thanks again for watching, and see you next time.